we going, folks? A quick update on our big Malacca and little Malacca tomatoes. Let's check them out. Have a look at this, eh? Not too bad. Now, we've got inconsistent growth going on here because our heat mat doesn't cover the entire seeding tray or seedling tray that we have here. It actually stops short, just a little bit short on the inside there, but that's okay. These will start to grow a bit more, but they need to harden off a little bit more. Now, open the door. That's what I'm doing as well. And let's have a quick look to see, without causing too much damage, any roots underneath? No, not yet. So they haven't quite developed their full root system. So that means they've got to stay in here a little bit longer. I'm going to turn this up this way. We've got the heat mat rolling downwards. We can use it as a blanket on the sidewall there as well. Now, if you've got a heat mat, make sure you've got it regulated properly, no more than 20 degrees. And in the mornings, do not wait till lunchtime to open up the door because it can spike in temperature quite quickly. So at the moment, door's been open all day. It's sitting at 18.5. That's the soil temperature. These are the cucumbers. Have a look at them. Now, it's almost time for me to sow my capsicums as well. So I've got to get another heat mat organised for them. And you can have multiple heat mats on the one thermostat. Simply get yourself a little circuit board, PowerPoint board. You can plug them all up and then plug that to the thermostat itself. Get your probe into one of the cells there to measure the temperature and you're ready to go. Now let's go and check our little seedlings, our little kale seedlings that I planted yesterday because the rats ate the other ones the day before. We've got a little plant sleeve over the top. Let's hope they haven't been eaten. These are doing pretty well at the moment. And these are looking delicious, ready to harvest. The temperature is so different from here to Coburg, I can't believe it. But the plants are much more, well, not robust, but tough because they've got to withstand the real, radical temperatures that we had. Like last night, we got down to -2 degrees here and it was completely covered in ice in the morning. Oh, how are we going over here? Oh, that is not a rat footprint. That is a dog's footprint. Which one of you two got in here? That's why I got the frame up. Sorry, I had to take a breath there just to refrain myself from saying something silly. Now I've got the frame up and you saw the 6-way cane connectors being put up. Now I've got to go and get the netting. I've got the netting. I'm going to drape it over the top. But before I do that, I've got to replant all this again and keep the buggers out, even the dogs out of here. How are these going? Let's go and look at them. Oh, they're all still there. Look. They're still in there. They haven't been eaten at all. So it's working. It's a good deterrent. There's plenty of other lettuce to eat here, folks, or other veggies. The green lettuce has been eaten now. Oh, bugger me. I'm up for a challenge here. It looks like it's a season for rodents out there, folks. So if you've got a problem with rodents, look, this stuff here is only a deterrent. It's not going to guarantee you 100%, security from them being eaten, but at least it's better than nothing. So let's replant all this and quickly put the bird netting over the top. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm overplanting now. I'm leaving the lettuce that's been eaten in between. See that there? Chopped up, the roots are still good. Hopefully the plant comes up. And I'm just putting some more kale in here because we love kale, fresh kale. I actually love eating it. This is a dumb thing that I did, isn't it? Now I'm stuck here. Okay. I didn't do my... I don't know which way to go. Oh, that way. Oh, no, it's not going to work. I reckon raised beds are better, but they've got to be at least 900 high. Not that the rats can't climb. We know they can climb anything, but the higher it is, the less likelihood they will climb in search for food. But my problem is, there's a big garden bed. It's about 25 metres long, 2 and a bit metres wide, and bugger me if I'm going to raise it, but I've been told I have to. Mrs. doesn't like the rats in the garden. Look at this. This is a little raised garden bed. It's only 400 high. We've got cos lettuce and we've got some, I can't recognise that anymore, broccoli or cauliflower. It's been eaten down so many times. Only one left. And this was eaten once as well. So they left this one. Oh, look at that. Destroyed. Eaten down. Yep, it's a season for them, folks. I reckon we're going to have to build a nice strong structure around this, actually out of metal, little chicken hole wires like that, so they can't get in there. Build it all the way around, enclose it, so that even I can't get in there. But you know what? At least we'll enjoy the plants growing. We can see them from the distance. and then we can pull it down and harvest whatever we need. The garlic's doing pretty well. It's actually taken off now. Really happy with that. This is the wildlife friendly bird netting. It's got the 4.9 mil, just under 5 mil opening aperture. That's the little holes in it, folks. And it's the one you've got to use basically in Victoria for the safety of the birds and the wildlife. They don't get caught up in it. Not too concerned about the rats because they'll just eat through this. I know that, but now it's 5 metres wide and I've cut off about 5 metres in length and it stretches out beautifully. So I've just got to work it slowly to get it all the way across, and the actual bird netting itself is going to stabilise the bamboo stakes that I have in the ground. I haven't hammered them in the ground or anything. I've literally just pushed them in by hand, and that's as much as I've done with them. All right, so I pull it down here in the middle, and I'm going to use these little pegs to hold it down. So it needs a little bit of working so you can spread it out evenly. And this is the other problem I've got here. Because we love eating the leafy greens off our broccoli and collies, we never harvest or pull them out completely, folks. This is obviously last year's one. It's coming up to little broccolinis on top. Have a look at the little heads forming. That's fantastic. We're going to harvest those before they flower. They're only going to be small, they're not going to be big, but we eat all the leaves. These are beautiful. In a salad fresh, chop them up or even just saute them. So now I'm going to try and work in between all this stuff here. These are specific Tem pegs, folks, or plastic pegs. They've got a sort of shark tooth on the end of them. See how they are serrated there like that? And that actually stops it from coming or sliding back out, as opposed to your typical straight sort of pipe or metal pegs. They can slide out quite easily, and you can see how the bamboo's wobbling around, but pushing this in there like that and down locks it in, won't move. And we did it, folks. Now I do need a few more pegs that I've got to get from the shed later on. This is what I mean down here. Little gaps like that, just close them off, because it's really a bird netting, anti-bird netting system here. Not so much for the rats, but you know, I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. Maybe the rats will just get put off and go next door and eat the rest of the lettuce over there, then I'll have to wrap that around as well. But if you are going to have problems with rats, obviously you're going to have to cage it properly to do it as a rat proof, and set up baiting stations, because they can, you know, multiply in plague proportions and take control of your garden, and you'll never have anything to eat. Now, rats, possums are another problem. So many different tips you can use to control possums. But for now, if you're looking to protect your garden from the birds as they come into season and as you start planting out your spring crops, the wildlife bird netting is the way you want to go, and that's what I recommend with everybody. The 6-way cane connector is simple to use. You can see it's pulled it nice and tight. It's a little bit wobbly looking because I haven't staked them in properly, but it's stable. It's got the holes in it, so high winds, it hasn't blown it over. I've done it before, so I'm quite confident it's going to stay up with all types of weather. And more importantly, I do remember last time we had a hailstorm early spring, about this time last year, maybe a little bit later, and this was covered completely in ice or hailstones, and it had caked up there, and it was still standing, the actual structure. So that actually saved the veggie garden, whereas the other parts of the garden were knocked out with the ice. Get your bird netting ready, get your framework ready, and if that's not going to work for you, well, get yourself some plant sleeves or even plastic bottles to cover your seedlings while they're still young, to protect them from the pests in the garden. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. Everything's discounted every day for you to enjoy in your garden. From me, Vasili, Maresi.